says the Lord healed on the Sabbath day. So if you were sick and wanted to go about trying to help heal yourself, would it be okay to make some tea even though you are kindling the fire? All right, that's a good question. That's a good question. So let's look at what the Lord say. Let's go back to that, because you gotta do everything in decency and in order, right?
Yes, sir.
At the same time, from a practical point of view, though, honestly, you don't necessarily have to boil to make some tea. Like if you just run the hot water, you know what I'm saying? You're not kindling the fire that way. I would keep it safe. You know what I'm saying? I would keep it as safe as possible.
But letting the water run hot till it stings.
Yeah, you let the water run hot. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily put it on the stove or turn the kettle on.
Right.
But we want to talk about when there's times where you have to go out of the norm. Like you're not allowed to buy or sell.
Right.
Right. So we're gonna take a look at it. But just because it came up, I know you know, Brother Yusuf, but somebody else might not know. So just so everybody's on one accord, let's talk about. It's all good. That's what's up, bruh. But yeah, it's all good. Let's talk about kindling a fire on the Sabbath, because some people might not know that.
Facts.
Numbers. Let's go to Numbers. I'm sorry, I said Numbers. Let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 16. Because I do understand my brother's question, especially seeing how the Lord healed on the Sabbath day. That was the Lord doing good, though. We got to remember that. It's good to do good on the Sabbath. Right? It's good to do good on the Sabbath day. So we're going to get into what that means too. But for our own individual self, let's take a look at that. But before we look at kindling the fire, let's see what the Lord had to say about cooking and stuff on the Sabbath. So pick it up. Let's actually, you can pick it up at verse 4, Exodus 16 and 4. Go ahead.
Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no.
All right, I actually need to get another Bible, because hold on, let me get another one. See, the whole thing was the Lord showing or testing, proving to people if they're going to walk in his law. Right? That's what we just read. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in.
The 6th day. So the Lord give us 6 days to work, don't he?
Yep.
He told us that. Back, he showed us that in the creation. Mm-hmm. And then he sanctified the 7th day. Right? He made the whole creation, including man, in 6 days.
Right.
7th day he rested. Mm-hmm. Even so, then that was the protocol. That was the blueprint for what man was to do.
Right.
The Lord didn't need rest, but he was showing us that that's what he wants us to understand, that we need rest, right? From this travail.
Right.
Okay, so that's why I say on the 6th day, what it say, bro?
It shall come to pass that on the 6th day that shall prepare that they shall prepare that which they bring in. It shall be twice as much as they gather daily. Okay,
so pretty much this is why people call it the preparation day. Right?
Right.
And it's not in the New Testament, that's not even talking about the day before the 7th day Sabbath. That's not even what it's talking about. But I do understand the concept of you having to do everything you need to, right, before the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's kind of where this concept is showing you right here. Now let's skip down. We're going to skip down a few verses. And let's see. Because we're going to show you about baking and boiling and doing all that stuff on the Sabbath day. Mm-hmm. The Lord pretty much told you not to do that on the 7th day. Right?
Right.
So where did you finish off at?
Verse 5.
All right. Go ahead.
And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel at even, then ye shall know that the Lord hath brought you out from the land of Egypt. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord. For that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we that ye murmur against us? And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to eat, bread to the full. For that the Lord heareth your murmurings which ye murmur against him. And what are ye we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord.
All right, now skip down, bro, to about verse 22. And we're going to just jump down straight to the point. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread.
Okay, that's what we just read for them to do, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
2 omers for the one man, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them said to them, this is that which the Lord hath said.
What?
Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So we know for a fact which day the 7th day of the week is.
Right.
Or the Sabbath day.
Right.
It's the 7th day of the week, the day after the 6th day.
Right.
Go ahead.
Unto the Lord. Mm-hmm. Bake that which ye shall bake today.
Okay, so he said, bake that which ye shall bake. And it's still the 6th day when he said that.
Right.
So he's saying whatever you need to bake, whatever you need to cook, right?
Yep.
He's saying do it before the 7th day.
Right.
Go ahead.
And seeth that ye will seeth, and that...
Seeth, so that's to boil.
Seeth, okay.
That's to boil.
Okay.
So people want to talk about, microwave, you just pressing a button, you're not doing no work. Well, those waves are cooking it.
Right.
Those waves are baking it. That's why it's called a microwave oven.
Right.
Because you're actually baking something in there.
Right.
And then when the same thing when it comes to making your coffees and all of that stuff, if you got a kettle, you don't want to do that because that's seething. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to speak about when you sick or whatnot. We're going to talk about that in just a second. All right, but we just want to establish the fact that the Lord said don't do these things on the 7th day.
Right.
And now you should know what baking is, and then you should know what seething is. Seething, if you didn't know, that's to boil. All right, so that's why it says tomorrow is the rest. This is verse 23. Is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe or boil that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to keep unto the morning. All right, so keep reading though, just for some flavor. Go ahead.
And they laid it up till the morning, and Moses bathed, and it did not stink, neither was there any worms therein.
See, that's showing you when you actually listen to the Lord, things work out in your favor when you listen to the Lord.
Right.
All right, now let's go over to Exodus 35 and pick it up at verse 1. You're going to go to Exodus 35 and you're going to pick it up at verse 1. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the New Testament and we're going to show what Brother Yusuf was talking about, how the Lord was healing on the Sabbath day, and we're going to show you some exceptions to the rule. when it comes to, what the Lord said don't do. For example, buying and selling, right, on the Sabbath day. All right, we're going to give you an example of that, and you can just use your own judgment. All right, so pick it up at verse 1, Exodus 35:1. Go ahead.
And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together, and said unto them, These are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye should do them.
All right, so who talking?
The Lord.
The Lord is talking. Go ahead. 6 days what?
6 days shall work be done.
Well, we just saw that in Exodus 16, right? We got 6 days to do everything you need to.
Right.
And just for, a key point, right, and message that the Lord has behind that, the greater message is not us working every 6 days. The greater message is mankind working for 6,000 years to get salvation. Every day we should be seeking and striving to get salvation. And the Lord gave mankind 6,000 years as a whole to try to get it right.
Right.
On that 7,000 year, the day of rest,
right,
that's when the Lord's kingdom gonna be here.
Right.
So he's showing you that every week is pointing to his kingdom, brothers and sisters.
That preparation.
Yup. Go ahead.
6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Right. And if if you doing your own will, brothers and sisters, when it's all said and done, you're not going to get into God's kingdom, into his rest. We showed you that with the mark of the beast. Right?
Yeah.
They have no rest day or night because they're going to be tormented because they didn't want to keep the Lord's rest, which is his Sabbath. They didn't want to do the things necessary for salvation. That's what all of this is trying to program you to understand and to point towards, brothers and sisters. It's bigger than, every week you go into church. Nah, it's pointing to God's kingdom, to his rest. And so in a part of not doing any work on the Sabbath day, what does he tell you? Verse 3.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
All right, so that's point blank period. And that's why we just read in Exodus 16 about mankind, period, not seething or not baking, because those things require work, and creating a fire to do those things requires work. All right, so we just want to establish that, just in case somebody didn't know that, right? Now what we're going to do is turn over to the New Testament and show you the Lord doing his thing on the Sabbath day. And mind you, he healed every day.
Yeah.
He didn't just heal on the Sabbath. He healed every day. All right, so let's go to Matthew, and let's pick it up at verse 12. And we're going to take a look at something.
Matthew what?
Matthew 12.
12.
Matthew chapter 12. All right. So Matthew 12, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1.
At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were hungered, and began to pluck the ears of corn to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day.
So this isn't the Lord healing on the Sabbath, but we're going to show you that the Lord gives you exceptions to the rule on the Sabbath. We come here to show you that, and then we'll take a look at him healing. All right, so keep reading.
But He said unto them, have ye not read that David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of God and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priest? Or have ye not read in the law how that the Sabbath days, the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless?
Wow, they profane the Sabbath. So they somehow, some way, they're breaking the Sabbath, but they're not accounted as guilty towards God.
Right.
Why? Because it's an exception to the rule. And sometimes, we come in here to show you when you get sick, that can be an exception to the rule.
Right.
Or when you get hurt, that can be an exception to the rule on the Sabbath day. Because what we're going to find out, brothers and sisters, is that the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. All right, keep reading.
But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye had known what this meaneth,
right,
I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would not have condemned the guiltless.
The guiltless. So you're not guilty if you do what you need to do in order to live because something came up, right? See, it's a difference between doing something willfully because you want to and doing something out of necessity because something came up, something that you don't have control over.
Right.
And when you get sick or hurt on the Sabbath, you don't have control over that.
Right.
And that's what he's showing you, right? Keep reading.
For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath.
Oh, so the Lord knows. So he wasn't. The Lord knows what's lawful and what's not, because he's the Lord over the Sabbath day.
Right.
He gave us the Sabbath day. These Pharisees were trying to get him, they was trying to set him up, right? To try to get him caught up in his own words when, no, he's the creator. He knows.
That's right.
Right? So there's nothing wrong with going to pluck corn on the Sabbath day.
Right.
Just like, hey, if you sick, right, and you might not have the medicine that you need, hey, you might have to go get that then.
Right.
You might have to go buy that even though you're not supposed to buy or sell, right? And I mentioned the water, right, with the tea. Like, yeah, you can use the hot water, but if you needed something, hotter than your hot water tap, if you needed to boil it, right, that would be that exception to the rule.
Facts.
Whether you helping yourself or somebody else, if that's going to help.
Right.
Right? Now keep reading, because we're going to see him heal somebody right here.
And when he was departed thence, he went into their synagogue. And behold, there was a man which had his hand was withered. And they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days?
Is it lawful? So they asking him, but mind you, their mindset was always to get him caught up with something.
Right.
Go ahead.
That they might accuse him?
That they might accuse him. See, they were hypocrites. They were tempting the Lord.
Right.
They were conspiring against the Lord.
That's right.
Right? But the Lord was always one step ahead because he's the Most High.
There it is.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them, what man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day?
If it fall into the pit on the Sabbath day. So that's like, we like to compare that to your tire going out. Your tire busting.
Right.
What you supposed to do? Wait till, you on the highway with your family trying to get to class. What you supposed to do? Just wait until the sun go down to change your tire?
No, sir.
Nah, you need to get to class.
Facts.
Or you could have been on your way to the hospital.
Facts.
What you need to do? You need to do what you need to do. That's what you need to do.
That's right.
That's what that's showing you. Go ahead.
Will he not lay hold on it and lift it out?
Oh, and that's work. Understand that.
That's right.
You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath day, but that's work right there.
Facts.
Just like you're not supposed to boil, you're not supposed to seethe or bake, you're also not supposed to buy or sell.
Right.
But if you see somebody in need, right? Mm-hmm. And they ask you on the Sabbath day, it's your duty. Just like it's your duty to take your sheep out the ditch.
Uh-huh.
You see? Because again, man was made, the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. And we're going to learn something else that the Lord going to say about the Sabbath. What did he say? Go ahead.
How much then is a man better than a sheep?
Oh, so now when it comes to something out of the ordinary happening with man, for example, getting sick, you need to do what you need to do.
Right.
That's what the Lord's showing you. Go ahead.
Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath.
It's lawful to do well on the Sabbath. So whatever it takes to help somebody get well, even if it's yourself, right? Now, also, you got to know you got to use some discretion, use some judgment, use some wisdom, some wit. You got to use that because you don't want to do anything unnecessary.
Right.
Right? 9 times out of 10 when you sick, tea's not going to be the only thing you going to use. A lot of times you just take some medicine. Right?
Yep.
But if you don't have it and you need to buy it, well, you might need to get it if it's that crucial.
Yeah.
Like especially when people are diabetic, for example, or they have heart conditions, blood conditions, right?
Yep.
So you have to put everything in its proper, perspective.
Facts.
Right? So, but if the Lord's showing you right here, it's exceptions to the rule at times. And being sick, that's definitely one of those times. All right? So, he said, wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. And let's go to Mark, I think it is. Yeah, Mark 2. And then we're going to go to our next question. Hopefully that helped, Brother Yusuf Links. Let's read what I was just talking about in Mark chapter 2. And pick it up, bro, at verse... we're going to read the same thing again. Pick it up at verse 24.
And the Pharisees said unto him, Behold, why do they on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful?
See, they acting like, they were so big on the law, they were too smart for their own good, trying to trap up the lawgiver, which is the Messiah.
Facts.
How you come and talking law to the lawgiver who gave the law to you?
Right.
That shows you they were beside themselves.
Right.
All right, keep reading though.
And he said unto them, Have ye never read what David did when he had need and was and hungered, he and they that were with him? How he went into the house of God in the days of Abiathar, and the high priest did eat the showbread, which is not lawful.
See, look, that was the whole point, right? It wasn't lawful. Just like it's not lawful to bake and seethe and boil and buy and sell, but we know at times, there can be an exception to the rule.
Right.
That's the whole point. Go ahead.
Which is not lawful to eat, but for the priest, and gave also to them which were with him. And he said unto them, The Sabbath was made for man.
The Sabbath was made for man, and what?
And not man for the Sabbath.
Therefore what?
Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath.
He knows. So the Sabbath was made to help you. Right?
That's
Therefore it's good to do good on the Sabbath, like we read in our other place.
Right.
Therefore, don't let it being the Sabbath stop you from doing something good that you need, even though it may be unlawful, so to speak, quote unquote.
Right.
But again, also know that God is not mocked, so He knows what you really need or not.
Right.
So don't try to be slick either.
Right.
Because that's what the Pharisees tried to do, and that backfired every time.
That's right.
All right, so keep that in mind too. So Brother Yusuf Links, a blessed Sabbath, and we hope that helped with that question. For sure. Hey, yeah, I feel that. Run that hot water, bruh. No doubt. All right, so we're going to go to our next jump.